You're still watching TVC Breakfast. We'll now link up with Eshamamo Imodu and Tijesu Adeoye in our Abuja studio for the FCT brief. In Akwana, Abuja, over to you.
Good morning, Ria. Good morning, Lagos, and good morning, Nigeria. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning here in the city of Abuja.
Good morning, Nigeria. It's beautiful Tuesday and cold and Tuesday morning here in Abuja. Today, let's hit the ground running with what we have now. Thank you for joining us on FCT Brief. Now, food security remains a critical concern as Nigeria continues its drive towards sustainable economic growth and national stability. With the global food crisis tightening its grip, the federal government is taking deliberate steps to ensure that every Nigerian has access to affordable, nutritious, and sufficient food all year round. Recent policies and programs are being implemented to not only expand agricultural production, but also to lower the cost of essential food items. From subsidizing inputs and mechanizing farming processes to enhancing irrigation systems and providing soft loans for farmers, the government's renewed focus is clearly shifting from mere subsistence to large-scale productivity. Across the state, strategic partnerships with private investors, international organizations, and local cooperatives are beginning to yield results.
The government's investment in modern storage facilities, improved seedlings, and climate-smart technologies is aimed at reducing post-harvest losses while stabilizing food prices in local markets. However, the journey is not without its own challenges. Issues such as insecurity in farming communities, inadequate infrastructure, and limited access to markets continue to threaten progress. Yet, the federal government insists that ongoing reforms in security and rural development will provide the enabling environment for farmers to thrive. This morning, we will be taking a closer look at how these interventions are reshaping Nigeria's food landscape, boosting agricultural output, driving down costs, and setting the nation on a path towards true food sufficiency and economic resilience. And to help us put these issues in perspective is the national president of the All Farmers Association, Dr. Farouk Midi. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Nice to have you.
You're welcome. Yeah. Well, let's jump straight into our conversation. The African Development Bank released $134 million to boost Nigeria's seed and grain production, while another $538 million went into special agro-industrial processing zones. Yeah. Now, beyond these headlines, what has been the tangible impact of this fund, and how would you say this investment has translated into measurable improvement for smallholder farmers? Or would you say they are just trapped in bureaucratic bottlenecks and pilot projects?
Actually, good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, all. Good morning, our farmers. Actually, these funds were channeled in the proper way, I can tell you, because the first $130 million that is channeled through NAC's project really impacted the farmers. You know, this kind of project was done during Adishina, Akinwumi, and exactly this is what the farmers get directly, because all inputs, whatever they're going to give to the farmer, it doesn't go through any other person. It goes directly to the phone of the farmer, giving him an alert of what he deserves and then where he's going to go and redeem his inputs, and he pays the amount at subsidized rate. And definitely that kind of project, if it's sustained, definitely this is a kudos to the government for bold step. You know, coming away all middle that prevented the farmers from getting direct support from the government. So that is an excellent project that nobody, unless if you are anti-government, nobody will say that that project is not excellent. It's excellently done. And then the place of that project, they have done excellently well with that, because it's only directly impacting the smallholder farmers. And you know, even now, sitting with them that they have now set up to do after the smallholder farmers, medium scale farmers, and then large scale farmers too. They're going to be impacted in that project. It's a very welcome development, and we put kudos to the government on that. And that also makes the farmers to, only that we have to say that the government has to do more, because looking at the large number of our members, that is the farmers, and then and looking at the money, you understand, we can now say, yes, there is need to have more funds in that kind of project. But that is an excellent project that touches the life of the farmers, and in fact, it will in turn touches the life of the people, because the food pricing will go down because the farmers will do at a lower cost.
Look, I love what you said. The food price will go down, but the reality on ground seems that the food inflation is on the increase. Now, you talked about right funding. Now, let's also take a look at the policies of government. Where is the disconnect? We have good policies that come in from different government, even to this present government, but there seems to be a disconnect. Is it that the farmers are not playing along to help translate those policies into actuality? So at the end of the day, we're going to have the reduction in the cost of food items, and also we're going to have sufficient food items to be able to export. So where is the disconnect? Participation of the farmers, or this policy, the design, or the drivers of those policies?
Definitely, the policies are very good and excellent, but in implementing the policies, that is where sometimes the problems are. However, we will not at this time, you understand, because look at the Farmers Association. I cannot continue without mentioning about the predicament that our All Farmers Association of Nigeria just passed through. Trying to galvanize the system, bringing all commodity associations together. We are the leaders of or the voice of all commodities, because we are the apex body, but we've been in litigation throughout that even the Farmers Association, we cannot face directly where things is going to be. So because of that issue, over the years, we didn't have the policy implementers. They don't know who to take to work with, and that really brought about the issues of things not going well. But now that those issues are over, and you've seen that in the last 2-3 weeks, we have made even press conference after the litigation issue. All the commodity associations, they made press conference now that we have only one voice, that is the All Farmers Association of Nigeria. So we now call on especially the Honorable Minister of Agri, that we have seen his handwork, that he's doing very, very well, and we need to sit down with him, you understand, to, if he takes us together, then that is where we will now tell him, these are our issues and these are our other gaps that we will show him, so that he succeeds more. Especially now that the farmers are seeing that prices of inputs are going up, and while the prices of commodities are coming down, and prices of foodstuff are coming down. Everybody knows that, and you can bear me witness that prices of fertilizer, chemicals, there is that complaint from the farmers, definitely. And then while the prices of their produce is going down, you cannot correlate the two together and bring out a very good issue. And every year, you know that for decades, during the harvest, prices of commodities, produce goes down, crash down during harvest. But we want at this time, we want to work with the minister at this time to see that prices that comes down, we sustain it. Will it be sustained? It's only working directly between us and the government that we can make things possible, that these things that the prices of produce that crushes, let it crush forever. And then there is a way to do that. Unless if it works with the farmers, then these things can happen. One, every year we know that during the harvest, prices of produce goes down because the farmers need to sell to cater for their immediate needs. And then they have some loans that they have to pay and so on. Whether they like it or not, they don't have money. So that is the only source of their living. So they have to sell at whatever cost. And the middlemen are there with their money, bunch of money. So they collect it, they warehouse it, and they hold it, and then later, after January, then they start bringing it.
All right, Mr. Rabiu, I'd like you to hold that thought because we need to take this quick commercial break now. Don't go anywhere. We still have more for you on the program. Grab your coffee. We'll be right back. We're glad to have you back. Now we'll continue our conversation with the president of the All Farmers Association, Dr. Farouk Midi. Now, before we went on the break, you were speaking about this funding challenge. But I would like to know how much of funding is genuinely required to make a difference.
Definitely, if you look at agriculture, it's a very vast component of our life. And you can see that the number of farmers definitely are very huge, and then unless also when we sit down, the funding, it touches only few crops and few clusters among all the clusters that we are having, and definitely we need more funds there. But also the president has made a lot of efforts in other sectors that will augment that funding, like the Bank of Agriculture that he has funded, that the funds that was given to Bank of Agriculture, it has never been like that before. And also the trust, agri-trust fund development. Also, there are a lot of funds, but like I'm telling you, the farmers are very many, and then we need more funds, like I told you, and especially in that segment where the farmers can access directly. In the Bank of Agri, yes, other farmers are rigid. We now set all farmers to go and open account with Bank of Agri, but you know, sometimes the bureaucracies in the banks, and then the farmers, they don't have collateral and so on. Therefore, that kind of support that they get through their phones are very closer to them because they all have the phones, and then the inputs were distributed closer to their clusters where they take and do their things, and it makes things easier for them. So at least there are more fundings. I cannot say how much.
Okay, more funding, but let's take a look at this. These farmers you're talking about are business people.
Yeah.
They're not just about peasant farmers, there are also big-time farmers.
Exactly.
Is it that the politics in your association is preventing the farmers from being big players so that they can help boost agricultural productivity? Because you talked about the infighting, but now it has been settled. Yeah. Is it that this infighting has been a clog, and it's not just about the policies of government? It's because the farmers are playing politics and not doing the business?
No, the issue is that, everything has the kind of leadership that will now talk on behalf of all the farmers. You cannot start talking about the farmers that are over 70 million. How do you know their voices? You understand, you hear the different things. But if there are a structure that cut across from the national to cluster level, you understand, state, local government, down to even wards and clusters, that is where you source off all the informations about the farmers, you understand. And then if, like you said, farming is business like every other business, there are investors that need to come and help the government. Agriculture is beyond only government to take care of it. It's too big for that. In every nation in the world, agriculture is not steered under the government alone. It's steered under private sector. Government need to give enabling environment, security, whatever. And then even the funding, not much from the government, but from the private sector, so that we make agriculture business like every other business. We don't want our farmers to be always begging like beggars, you understand, give me fertilizer, give me this. But we need policies that will make the farmers stay in business and make agriculture business like every other business that you put. How many other businesses you always had that if a shop or an Indomie seller, will you hear him saying subsidized bread, subsidized egg for me? No, it doesn't work that way. So we want also agriculture to make its business like every other business. Investors come in, invest in money, government give them enabling environment, and then the little thing that the government can do. That is why I said funding from only government cannot only serve, because it's too huge. If you take the whole budget of the country and put it into agriculture, it will just consume it, and you see it's nowhere. But the government really tried, because there had never been a government that injected money into agriculture like this government I have never had. Although I don't know my age before, but I have never had the government that injected money like this. How and where you are talking about the politics of the farming and so on. Now at that time of the politics, all investors, when they come in to put in money with us, when they see litigation, they don't want to put in their money. So now that the thing is over, now they are here. We have even started signing a lot of agreements and MOUs that investors are going to invest. Very soon, before December, you see government is doing project, and then we also doing project to augment and to help government succeed in this food security issue. And definitely we cannot do alone. We have to work with the government, to support the government, because we need the government to succeed. We want the government to succeed. Only when the government succeeds, then we can succeed. Indeed. And also everybody will be comfortable.
Well, Mr. Rabiu, it's a good thing that you highlighted the intentionality of government in investing in this critical sector. Well, Nigeria's rice farmers barely produce 5 tons per hectare. That is far below the level needed to close the 2 million ton supply gap. Now, is there any short-term fix to this shortfall, and what drives another wave of price hike in the cost of rice?
The issue is that you can see that our production has not reached the level that we needed. When you are talking about 5 tons per hectare, and you go outside this country, you find out that they're producing 10, 12 tons per hectare. Then what do you talk about? And the prices of our inputs are very high. You understand? Coupled with that, mechanization is very low, irrigation is very low. Definitely, that is what makes our rice cost higher. So that is where we want to sit down with the rice farmers. We are also rice farmers. I'm a rice farmer. We sit down with the government. This is what you can fix, and this is what we can fix. Because we need to fix some things. Not only to lean only on the government to fix everything. It doesn't work that way. We need to help the government. The government will do their own part, and we do our own part. And then we bring the farmers together, train the farmers into clusters. Before now that I'm talking, who is going to bring the farmers to train them? We don't have the system. The system was in a problem, and that was just the kind of issue. So working with the association definitely, and making the association stable definitely is what is needed first. And then look at it now that we are over. Already, immediately we are over with the issue. The last 2 weeks, we launched a farmers helpline. The first farmers helpline that ever was done in Nigeria. It was launched. Now, if you have your phone after the program, just call the number. You will hear, and then the number is viral to all our farmers. A farmer can call and make questions. You understand? People are defrauding farmers. You understand? Now the farmer can call and know whether information is true or false. You understand? And so these are the kind of nitty-gritty that we, the associations, will do. And then issue of in that kind of helpline and data that we have launched for the farmers. If there are a lot of substandard and chemicals that are going around the market, you understand, a farmer can call and ask, and then we can give him information, and we are making a lot of partnership with NAFDAC fees and so on. All those it's a work of the association. Without the association being stable, you can't do that. If you go there, they will say, we know this, we know that, you understand. So definitely stabilizing the association really works a lot and really will help the government succeed. And definitely will make the country food security, great, and we will achieve it.
Okay, I still want to stay with the association because we're talking of public-private partnership.
Yeah.
It's not just the responsibility of the public sector, the government, to invest. It's also a responsibility of the private sector. The government will create the enabling environment. It is the private sector.
Exactly.
Now that your association is stable, what is your immediate goal in driving massive investments into the agricultural sector? Now that you're stable, you have one voice. How do you want to galvanize partnership of the private sector, especially to bring out the necessary fund that can help change the face of agriculture in Nigeria?
One, we first of all started by bringing all the commodities. We have about 93 commodity associations in Nigeria. We all brought them together, so they are now farmed in one place. That's the first thing we did. And then we restructured the system from my humble self down to a smallholder farmer that is in a village at the cluster. So we have clustered them so that when we are taking a particular thing, we know that thing, and then we are considering also all the states in the nation, they have their comparative advantages of the crops that they produce. So we need to segment all that. We need to work on that. So, and we are already working on that, because we are going around now seeing, giving advocacy visits to all the governors, so that we, with the state governor, we cannot just only put every weight on the federal government. It's too heavy for it. Even the state governments that we are saying that more hands will have to come. And definitely we have started, like I told you, I cannot make mention here now, because we have started over about 6 private sectors that are coming to invest, that we are working with them now, and very soon, even you, we will invite you, you are in some sign of investments into the country through All Farmers Association of Nigeria, and agreed with the commodity associations. Now, if there is funding coming to rice farmers, it will go through the All Farmers Association of Nigeria. We sit down with the farmers of rice or maize or cotton or sorghum, whatever. So that is what we will do. And then there are lots to come, and what government is putting, then it is now a kind of subsidy. That is where the cushion will now come, because all the other parts, they will come in business terms. They want to make profit. That is where they are coming. That is what we call investments. So that will attract them. And in so doing, any investor that is coming, will have to come with technology, because they don't want us to fail. The moment we fail, their money is failing too. And it has to be insured. You understand? An insurance will not pay them back their money in 100% and will pay them profit. It doesn't work that way. So definitely they don't want to fail. So they will give us the technology, they will give us the training, they will give us all sorts of things. The question she asked, a farmer making 5 tons will no longer be there again.
All right.
Because of our time, your association has been very vocal about agriculture reforms. And how directly have you been involved in shaping the bill in establishing the National Farm Settlement Agency and the National Rice Production, Processing and Research Institute in Kebbi?
We are working with them already, like I told you, and even yesterday at the hearing at the National Assembly, we were there. Also, we sent all our inputs there to them, and so even that one we are sitting with them, because now the work is too much. We just came out and the thing is very vast. We are going now around to all segments of federal government to sit with them, have one-on-one familiarization or advocacy visit to them that we are around now, and then this is what we want to partner with you in this aspect. So that is what we are trying to do now. So all of them will be touched, and all the research institutions in Nigeria will have to visit them, all of them, and sit down with them to show them that this is what we needed from them. And this is what they are doing that even the farmers does not need. We will tell them that don't put efforts in there.
All right.
All right, Mr. Rabiu, it's a pleasure speaking with you. We do hope that, farmers are able to, meet the task of, feeding the nation as expected. We'll definitely keep our eye on that. Thank you so much for your time with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, that's where we'll leave our conversation this morning. We're glad that you could be a part of it. We'll now hand you over to Lagos, where we are, and the rest of the team are standing by to continue with the rest of the show.
All right. Thank you so much, Abuja. Fantastic conversations there.